So, getting back to our track construction here in the editor, getting ready for the playthrough. The track is not complete, but almost complete. And meanwhile, I'm putting in the industry, so I'm going to put the auto plant here. And then all I need is the wholesaler. For good measure, I'll put in a couple of passenger stations, too. Unfortunately, I don't have a fenced-in parking lot. That would be ideal, but a fenced-in something or other, like this will have to do. So I'll put in a bumper there. I don't know why it took me so long to decide to lay the bumper. So that's more or less complete. I'm going to use this as a station. I usually use this building as a station. Sort of looks like a station. You could also be a freight house, obviously. Then you can put in a water tower, might as well, because it's a steam railway. Which also is not unrealistic, because steam locomotives in America stayed in use well into the 1950s. So they were serving the auto industry for a long time before then. 40, 50 years. And they still do, albeit without steam locomotives. Oops. I'm trying to rush here and I'm making mistakes. So this is the telegraph system, obviously. So I'm trying to like drag it, and it's a little bit tricky. Now, I mean, you noticed earlier this is the DOS version. It isn't the Mac version. I have the Mac version, but I don't have a good Mac Classic for doing playthroughs. So luckily I had this DOS version because when they made it freeware, I downloaded everything they offered. And it's pretty close to the Mac version if you put the settings right. The default install is not very good, but once you activate the options like the sound card and everything, it's more or less like the Mac version. This interface for the editor is not great, though. That Magician's Hat, of course, magically fills the layout with scenery, so that's what I just did. And now I'm going to go through and make sure I didn't do anything stupid by doing that, but I normally wouldn't use that feature, but because, I'm just throwing together a layout for a playthrough, it'll do. So one feature is you can identify the buildings as in seeing them, but if you try to click on it, it erases it like that. So I think the Macs would let you identify the buildings from the editor, but in this version, you don't have any choice but to use the schedule editor for that. Now here I'm saving it. I'll call it Cars, because it is an auto industry supply chain thing. And we'll go to the next video.